Welcome back, folks, to MACTFORDEDGE, and today we're going to replace a broken driver's side window.
Welcome to MACT, and in this video you're going to see MACT repairing a Ford Edge.
Now, as you can see, we do have a crack in this window, and it started down here for a connection, and there is a TSB on this where Ford admits that the windows break. They won't admit that they over torque them or there's a stress issue with them. Therefore, the TSB merely states that you have to replace it. There is no recall or anything else on it. So I had to go out and buy a new window. I went out and bought a new window, and one thing you do need to know, these windows, the reason it cracked that way and did not shatter into marble pieces is because this is laminated soundproof glass, okay? So therefore it cracks like your front windshield does. It does not shatter like tempered glass that they put in the back windows, okay? The back windows would shatter, but the front side windows are laminated, therefore the cost is more. That's right, yes, we're gonna pay more for our window. So I got an aftermarket window, and I'll put the link down to where I got it, but it's called Windshieldstogo. Now, when you go to get your windshield to go, you order it, then you pick it up at their warehouses. Bet you won't guess where the warehouses are. Yes, Windshieldstogo is directly tied to Safelite. I went to the back door of Safelite and picked my window up from Safelite, okay? So Safelite, Windshieldstogo, same exact company as far as all things being said. So anyway, it is a Chinese manufactured window, up to spec as far as I was told, therefore it is compatible. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this one out and install the new one and make sure it does fit. If it don't, I'm out of luck. I got to get a new window, but I'm pretty sure it will. So we'll go ahead and follow along, and we're going to tear the door apart. Did I mention I don't like tearing doors apart? Anyway, I'm going to do it. For y'all, I'm doing it. Not that it's my favorite thing to do. That and transmissions. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and remove this window and get the new one installed. So follow along on how we do this. First things first, yes, trim removal tools. I picked these up at, I forget what parts store. It's like an AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts or someplace. Anyway, you can find a bunch of different tools like this that are on the shelf. I recommend getting them. They're nylon and they're less marring rather than using a screwdriver. So go ahead and pick these up. They give you all sorts of ends to them. As you can see, all sorts of different chisels and poles, so you can actually remove your trim pieces without causing damage to the rest of your vehicle, and that's always a good thing. Now, first things first, we got to start taking and prying off some trim pieces. There's a bolt that we got to get to behind here, so we just take and get our trim piece in here and get it removed somehow. There we go, and it just pops right out. There's a holder here and a guide right here, and it just fits right in there. So we put that off to the side. And inside there is a bolt that we're going to have to undo. And of course, we're going to get that off of there. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and get this piece right off of here. And we want to take and pry that up. Get our other tool under here so we can go ahead and get this pried up. And then we get this out of here because we have to take the door off. So there's also some other bolts that we have to undo. But what we got to do is release this, unclip this wire, and unclip this wire. Okay? Pretty simple. They're going to be self-guiding when you go to put them back in. Set this off to the side because we're going to have to bring the window up or down once we get the door panel off. Okay, as you can see, trying to show the light in here, you got that 10mm fastener that you're going to have to pull out of there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull that out. go ahead and we'll reverse that one out of there. Keep in mind it's not in there very tight. And then we can go ahead and get that thing out of there maybe. There we go. That's what you're looking for. The next one we're going to release is the door handle one, and that again is a 10 millimeter. So we'll go ahead and pull that one out. Now we're going to go ahead and pull this out, 10 millimeter. Got to get your finger on there to hang on to it so you don't lose it down the door. And it's the same one as the other one, both the same size, so the fasteners are identical. Now right here is a Phillips. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it is a Phillips head screw, and this is on the inside of the door. If you look at it right by the vent, it's right here. So we're going to get a Phillips for that, and then down below we have another one right down here. Don't know if you can see that one that clear. Let me get a light on it. Right there. We have that one at the bottom, and then we have one more at the bottom. And that should be just about it. So we'll get a Phillips screwdriver and get these removed, and then we should be able to pull this door off. Okay. Got to hold the door open just a bit here. My screwdriver is the only one I got available, and it's a little bit on the long side, but it's not in there very tight, and it comes right on out. Not very long and not very tight, about an inch long. Then we're going to get down below and of course get those removed. Again, we just get these off of here. And then we get this one off of here. That is it, 3 of the screws. Now we just got to go ahead and we got to pop these free here, and not quite sure how this all works, but as you can see, having trim tools definitely makes the job easier. There we go. Now it comes loose, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and back the camera up so you can see, but we just lift it up and off as far as removing it. Now all we need to really do is just lift this up and be careful because you got some wires back here that you got to disconnect, and we'll go ahead and get them disconnected. One, two, and then 3. We got the wires, and these are all here that you got to disconnect. Really, they're to your mirror controls is what they're to. So don't go ripping these things out until you got these mirror controls disconnected, and they just push in tabs, real simple. I'll show you. As you can see, you got the push tabs, so you just push these in, and all of them got the little clips that you just push in like so, and this one included. You got a little tab right here, and then you just push it in and it releases. And then it connects to all these connectors right here. As you can see, it's all your mirror controls. So if you didn't know where your mirror controls were and wanted to replace it, it's all pretty much a unit, so you can go ahead and get that replaced. But you can see the insulation big old baby diaper they stuffed inside the door panel there to try to help keep things a little bit more on the quiet side. The next thing we got to do is remove these two rubber grommets right here. Get these taken off, because inside here is how we're going to access our window clamps, and we got to move the window up and down just a bit, so we're going to have to reconnect our window controls in order to move the windows so we get the bolts in the right location. And as you can see, there's no bolts there right now, so we got to go ahead and move those down. Now again, all we simply do is go ahead and get our window here aligned the right way, hook up our window controls, and turn on our key. Just onto the accessory. And then we have to bring the window down to the point where we can see the bolts. Whoop. Went a little too far. There. We got it. And those are little Torx head bolts that we have to release the clamps. Now I'll show you that right there. That little bolt right there, the fastener on both of them. We have to go ahead and get a Torx in order to take and remove these. So I'll get the right size Torx and let you know what that is, and we'll go ahead and remove it. Now the next thing we got to do is pull up our weather stripping here, and that just peels right up. We got to have access for this window. So you just take that, and just remember you got the opening right here on this side, of course, for your door. But pull this weather stripping off and set it off to the side. Now this is a T27 Torx, and of course you go in here, and I use this little Black & Decker, and it was just barely strong enough to remove and move the Torx. I had to try it out first to see if it would work, but this thing is just barely strong enough to unscrew it. So that being said, I'm going to use this tool to fasten it back up, because we don't want it too tight, because if we make these clamps too tight, then we can damage the window. The other thing is, I'll show you the window in a minute, but there's plastic tabs on here, and what these are is you do not back them all the way out, you just loosen them, because they're clamps. So you loosen it, and then there's these plastic pieces I'll show you on the new window, or this old one here, that are held onto by these clamps, and they clamp onto it, and that's what holds the window in place when it goes up and down. So we're just going to go ahead and loosen these up just a bit, and we're not going to remove them all the way. Just enough to see if we can pull the window out. And if we can pull the window out, then we're good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and down. We got to turn the key on. Watch your fingers, because I don't remember which way. That's down. Hold on, keep going down. Okay, we got the window all the way down for the regulator, and then we just slide it right out. And there's where our problem was. That's why the window glass broke, folks. Check that out. Right there. I think Ford over-torqued it. Look at that. It was broken. When Ford installed it, they broke it. That's what caused my window glass to break. It's not because of anything else. They need to recall this because they torqued them too hard, and of course broke the glass. So that is the main reason why this glass is broken. Okay. Okay, folks, you see that this new one has actual glass plastic tabs glued onto it. It's not glass, so therefore when we install it, we should not break the glass when we go and tighten up like Ford did on the other one. But this glass, of course, will be installed, and it is Fuyo. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Chinese glass, but that's basically what we're going to do is install this foil glass. Okay. Guess we can drop this in then first and get it down into the grooves.
Okay. Alright, now I'll hold the glass. Have you got the adjuster up to where you can...
I gotta bring it up. It's gonna have to go up higher.
Get your clips where you can see them.
There. Got them in there.
Both lined up?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we got them on.
Are they in the clips all the way down?
That's what it looked like. We'll find out when I tighten them up, right?
Slowly up. Kind of inch it up until you can get it.
I see both the torques right now. So all I gotta do is tighten them back up.
Okay.
We'll see if that works. And this thing was just strong enough to undo them, so I'm figuring it's just strong enough to tighten them up. Just a little bit on there. There we go. Now, bring the window up.
Make sure it's square.
Everything looks good.
Take it all the way down. Take it all the way up.
And down. And up. Looks like we got a new window. All right. Thank you, Rusty. Well, it never hurts to have Rusty come and help. But as you can see, I got the new window in, and it does go up and down, just like it was supposed to. So we're just going to go ahead and reverse the process and put this window back together, or door rather, and get everything situated. Now we're going to go ahead and undo the window controls so we can go ahead and put this cover back on the door and get everything situated and move on. Remember, the first thing we do is we got to put our window trim back in. Get it slid down in there. Pretty simple. Slides right into place. Then we have to take and connect our door up, connecting all these wiring connectors. Can't really mess them up because they all go in a certain way. Then they all snap back in. As you can see, got the power for the lights and everything. And then get our wires up here ways so we can have access to them. And we just got to take and hang this back on here. There. I think we got her. Woo, that was a struggle. That took a little bit of getting it in and out. So we can go ahead and put these screws. Everything looks like it's lining back up. So we'll go ahead and put it all back. Well, if you remembered right, we had this one right here in the door. We got to get that one tightened back up. We'll just cinch her up just a bit. And then we'll go ahead and get this one in. There we go. Nice and tight. We'll get this one tightened up. All right. Then we take our screwdriver, get this one started back here in the door. Not real tight, just tight enough to get her in there. There we go. And then we'll go down below here and get these screws in that are down at the bottom. Get that one started. Sort of working blind here a little bit, but we'll go ahead and get it in there. It's tight. I lost that one. Then we'll get the one at the bottom down here. Get that hand started. Get it tightened up. There we go. Not too bad. Got everything going. Now, of course, we have this trim piece. Again, we just slide that trim piece right back in there, pop it in. And then we get our door. And of course, this is our door, and it goes in this way. And all the wires are pretty much self-explanatory. They should just pop right in. Snap them in, make sure they're set, and then we just slide it back in. Let's see, it goes in this way first, it looks like. Yep. Slides in that way first, then snaps in. There's a little tongue tab right here on this end, so in forward and then down and back. But that's it. That's what you got to do to get your door put back together. Everything's solid. Let's check it all out. Make sure everything works. Door unlocks, mirror works, mirror and everything works, so that works. Lock windows, window goes down, and window goes up, just like it's supposed to. So that's it, folks. We got the mirror working, we got the door controls working, locks are working. So we got this door fixed. We got a brand new piece of glass in it. Well, folks, we got the door in. It was not that difficult. I don't know why I'm always so fearful of my car doors, but it was pretty simple to get it installed. And I do like to note that Ford broke the window when they installed it, but yet they aren't issuing a recall to replace their mistake. And this is documented. That window was broken when I pulled it out, and they crushed it when they installed it. That being said, I do wish every one of you to go over here and to join Facebook, MACTFORDEDGE. Come on, join and be part of the group and see these videos as I post them up on YouTube. And you can see them on the Facebook page as I link them there. And of course, learn more from everybody else that has more knowledge than me. Lots of administrators and others are doing work themselves to help you figure out how to fix your Ford Edge the most economical way. To YouTube, by all means, go over here to YouTube, Google+, join, subscribe, and of course get notified of all the videos that I put out as soon as I get them out on the web. So make sure that you go ahead and do those few things. And remember, every day that both feet hit the floor is a great day. And I am having a great day. I fixed my edge. So therefore, I wish for you to have a great day. And with that being said, Mercy Girl's going to close it out with a couple of one-liners.
Thank you for watching videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Reassembling production.